Welcome back to another episode. This is Layla, and today we are talking about how to build a business that's aligned with your soul's purpose. So, when we have a business or multiple businesses that are aligned with our soul purpose, everything feels so good and so satisfying and so easy and effortless. So if we have a business and it doesn't feel that way, it just means that we have to shift a little bit, maybe a few things that we're doing, so we can get into alignment with nature. And one of the ways to get into alignment with nature is to look at our birth chart, because our birth chart is basically a reflection of the cosmos. It's a reflection of our soul. And so, of course, when we talk about astrology, a lot of people think, oh, astrology, like in the newspaper where there's like 4 lines and it tells you like how your day is going to be. That's some like rookie, I wouldn't even say that's astrology to me. That's just, I don't even read those, When I talk about astrology, I'm talking about your birth chart. And so I'm going to explain a few placements that you can use to see if you're in alignment with your soul's purpose. This is not going to be like super intense. I'm just going to go with like the basics, right? So just so you can see if you're aligned. So the first placement you're going to need to look at is the midheaven. Midheaven and the 10th house usually represents the career. So you want to see which sign is there. And your midheaven, you want to see in which house it is. And when it comes to your 10th house, you want to see which sign there is in there. And one of the things you can do with ChatGPT is to literally ask ChatGPT and say, hey, if I have this midheaven in this sign, right, in this house, and then I have in the 10th house, I have this sign, what does it mean? Which careers are aligned with that? Is my whatever business aligned with that? Like, you can literally have a conversation with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is going to explain to you what's going on. It's going to give you bullet points so you can work on them, and you're going to notice when you're going to start working on these themes. You can even use those as well for like your branding when it comes to your first house, for example. So whatever sign you have in your first house is going to be aligned with the branding, with the image of your business. Okay. Of course, I'm not going to go, like I said, in too much details, but those are just like the basics. Like with this type of information, like you can literally quantum jump and have the biggest month, in your business, especially if you also automate your business as much as possible. Like, the ideal situation is to automate everything, but let's say like 90% is already extremely good compared to like most people in our society who don't even know they can do that. Another placement you want to take a look at is your north node, all right? Because that's basically going to show you what your soul is here to do. Like, what's your soul mission, For some people, it might be self-sufficiency. For others, it might be to indulge in self-care. Like, there's like so many different options, and this is very unique to everybody. But your north node is also going to show you your south node, which is the opposite sign, which is your comfort zone, which is this is usually where people are because it feels good, right? It's your comfort zone. But also it's going to show you, that's your comfort zone on the south, but the north part of it, that's where you're headed to. That's where you need to go. Obviously, you want to create balance in your life. So ideally, you want balance between your south and north. So, you're not like too much of something, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing to look at. And the last placement I'm going to share is to look at your Jupiter. Where is it? Jupiter is known as the container. It's like containment, right? But Jupiter also represents expansion, protection, the husband. If you're a woman, like it's going to be your husband is going to be, your ideal husband is going to be in that placement. And so, isn't it interesting that Jupiter both represent business and husband? So like, depending on what you want, maybe you don't want to get married, then you can use this placement for a business that you can automate or whatever, like, or both. That's actually abundance, right? You can have all of it. And so when you work with your Jupiter, you're going to notice that, you're going to see fast expansion, but also your business is going to be protected from any like evil eye, like negative energies. You're going to be able to scale globally if that's something you want to. It's just going to help you expand a lot, and it's just going to feel good because it's going to be in alignment with your soul. Because when we don't work with our birth chart, what happens is that our mind, or egoic mind, most of the time it is traumatized and it's fractured. It literally goes in all different directions. It wants to do. And when we're too much in that energy and like all the time, which is like most of our society, we start to become sick. We have illnesses, we have hormonal imbalances, cortisol levels that are too high, a lot of different illnesses that can be reversed if we get into alignment with our soul's purpose, right? So of course, like I said, there's a lot more to that, but this is just like the basics. Even with that information, you can take that. You can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I don't know, let's say you want to create a digital course. You can say, hey, what course can I create if I have this placement, and it's going to tell you like literally everything you need. If you can combine as well all these placements too, and ask ChatGPT what is your soul purpose, or how you can build a business that's aligned with that. What are the services, the products, how you can build a legacy for your children and for Mother Earth. And that's it. That's how you do it. So let me know if you have any more questions, you want me to go into more details about that. Of course, I have different offerings and courses about these specific topics. So you can look the Hathor Mystery School and you're going to see all the different courses. I would say the Aquarian Finance Revolution is the one that's mostly aligned with that. But you can also check out the other ones and see if it's more aligned with you. So that's it for today's episode. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.